All right, all right. On today's show, we got a couple things to talk about, man. We got some announcements from URL, some announcements from GTX. We got some quotes from some of the guys that will be on this Born Legacy 13 card. And we got a real interesting exchange between Geechi Gotti and Coffee Brown on Twitter last night. We're getting into all of that today. As always, man, follow the show. Let's Talk Battle Rap podcast. I am your host, France. Let's Talk BattleRap.com for all of your latest editorial and news and updates around the culture. Of course, follow us on all social media platforms at LTBR Podcast. And boy, oh boy, oh boy. Did not think I will be ever starting a podcast talking about a triple threat 3-on-3 battle. And yet, here we are. A lot of the fans weren't really happy with No Impact. And, they pretty much told URL, like, we don't want any more 2-on-2 battles. I don't want to see another battle with 4 MCs on the stage. And I guess URL said, noted. How about one with 6? All right. No more 2-on-2s. Here's a 3-on-3. We got just the answer for you. They announced yesterday, this is going to be the main event for the Born Legacy 13 card out in Raleigh, North Carolina. A team-based concept of a 3-on-3 where each MC is responsible for 1 round in the battle. And the team that wins 2 out of the 3 rounds wins the battle. I mean, that's how you win every battle. But the Team Jersey, Arsenal, Shotgun Shug, and O-Red will be battling the top 6, Ease, Hansel, and Authentic. I think they even have the lineup for the way this is supposed to go. Let me see here. Don't go nowhere, guys. Let's go to the URL Twitter page. All right, here's the lineup. Round 1, Hansel versus O-Red. Round 2, Authentic versus Shotgun Shug. And round 3, Ease versus Arsenal. Wow. I'm almost like flabbergasted because it's like in such a weird year, this isn't the time I think to get experimental or get cute with things. Like there isn't like this isn't this isn't the last 2 years of caffeine where you're pumping out 20 events a year so that you can say, let's get quirky with an event or two. Let's get interesting. Let's put up an interesting theme. Nah, man, hasn't really been that kind of year so far for URL, and it just feels like it just. Oh man, I didn't even want to kill this concept completely because I actually have like had conversations in the past. Like imagine there was like a team-based concept of this nature, but I just feel like it would have worked so much better if it wasn't on, if the timing of it wasn't now and if it wasn't like the headliner of a URL card. You know what I'm saying? Because this looks like something like a network would pick up, like somebody trying to venture into battle rap would pick up, or like something I would probably see like on bullpen. Like this I've just, and by the way, this isn't entirely new neither, right? There's been the triple threats from like the Quiet Room. You can look at that weird Royal Rumble between Team Hami and the Goonies back in 2017 on Double Impact 2. That was a mess. And if that's any variation of what we're gonna get, like this has all the potential to be a cringe classic. Like, truth be told, guys, I almost don't even want to fully give my thoughts on it, and I much rather us read the tweets from people as like a family together with you guys. How can we do that here? All right, let me remove this real fast. Let's get a screen share going of Twitter. How about that? Let me pull up the tweet. Boy, imagine a world, right, where like the 3-on-3 teams have coaches, and like the Jersey's team's coach is like Doc Rivers, and he's like down 0-1, and he says to himself, I need to put in O-Red. I need to put in O-Red so that we can, we can close the gap and we can go into the 3rd round tied up 1-1. No, Doc. No. the battle is lost by that point. All right. I got the tweet up, man. Oh man, it's gonna be rough, but this is how the people feel. Let's go through these quote tweets. All right, y'all can see it on the screen, right? Oh, it's about to get rough. Shouts to Fawn said, me and anybody from the Midwest will kill something. Can't wait till we get the inevitable triple gnome pack in the future. Announced with Glue Easy Series Jones and Prep, the three-headed monster. That's a banger tweet out the gate. Triple threat consists of 3 participants. This is a 6-man tag trio match. At this point, they're just doing anything. So this is basically 3 1-rounders. That's basically what it is. It is like 3 1-rounders. Look at this. Look at Jay Black texting me, man. All right. This is basically 3 1-rounders here. What's the point of this? URL's losing recipes. They don't know how to cook. They're losing recipes. Like this is interesting. All right, somebody likes this. Somebody likes this. Hold up. The Saga's battle was canceled for this. Yikes. You clearly don't watch wrestling, and it's shameful in itself. The triple three is 3 people. There's 6 people here. This is a trios match, a double. I don't want to be that wrestling fan, but this ain't a triple threat. Hey, listen, looks like we triggered the wrestling fans on this one. I'm gonna be honest, guys. Y'all know me. I'm not that big into wrestling. I defer, but I didn't call a triple threat match out of my own. This was in the trailer. This is what they called it. All right. This is what they named it. Don't kill the messenger. I'm just the messenger. All right. I see all y'all. This is 3 1-rounders. Not interested in Orad losing his voice. Puts Worker Sick down. Man, what the F is this? Let's go Jersey. All we need is 1 round. Is this person from Jersey? Is this person from Jersey? It doesn't say. Oh, man. They're going to be up there looking like the Backstreet Boys. Oh, my God. Vince McMahon must be running the URL now. Bruh, what the is this? This is stupid. Didn't people say they didn't want to hear Red? Oh, man. Oh, man. The only fire thing about this is R Sugar and Red support the guys. I mean, it's always cool when you get the Jersey guys to link up. This is fire, keep new things in battle rap. Okay. Somebody likes it. Wake me up when this event is over. Sounds like Bags and Bodies. And I know Bags and Bodies did a variation, the 3-on-3, the 5-on-5. But again, I want to point this out. This has been a thing for a while. I think Lex Luthor's house, they had me posted a tweet of like a really old 3-on-3 battle from years ago. Okay. So this is not nothing out the blue. I don't like the idea of this, but I'm going to say Jersey because they got the best team. Ever since... Oh, my God. I can't even read this one. Ever since Blank fought Blank's husband, battle rap ain't been the same. This is insane. Y'all can fill in the blanks on your own. Depending on how it's set up, the rookies might win 2-1. They're having a cipher. All right, man. That's enough of these comments for one day. Sheesh. This has cringe classic potential. You know what I'm saying? Is it the best way to keep your rookies, your top 6 rookies in forms of staying active and developed? I mean, maybe. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely something different. Could it be good? I'll keep an open mind. We always got to keep an open mind at the end of the day. Sometimes the things that we dislike the most going into it ends up being fire, or things that we don't understand on paper ends up looking good on camera. So, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm a bit befuddled, honestly. I wasn't expecting this to be a thing. There is a level of there's a level of disconnect going on. You know what I'm saying? I just feel as if like there's no way if you like on the URL page you don't see the reception for this. And while we desire for leagues to get innovative and battles to get innovative and try new things, again, I think there's a level of like awareness missing right now. There's a disconnect because it's like the room isn't being read. We just had an event of 2-on-2s, and like I said, my theory with Gnome Pact was caffeine is out the way, or caffeine may be out the way soon. They might be on the way out. And let's take advantage and pay as many battlers as we can. If that's the case, I'm not mad. Like look out for the battlers. But again, this seems like a real rebuild year. And after coming off an event of 2-on-2s, I know it's just one battle of this magnitude of this kind on the card, and maybe the main event. But it's still just like I see Kid Chaos say there was supposed to be another battle of this. I seen other battlers say it's supposed to be a card of this, and this isn't the year to get experimental right now. This is the year to to put on good events, quality bookings with proper amount of time for the MCs to prepare and fans to travel. By the way, this event, July 8th, we got the first trailer on the 25th, right? This past Sunday. That's less than 2 weeks away, right? 7 days will be the second. The third would be 8, fourth and 9th, fifth is 10th, sixth is 11th. So you gave us less than 14 days for this event. I don't know, man. Maybe the MCs knew ahead of time, so they've definitely been preparing for longer than 2 weeks. But these are the moments where just like the app events just kind of fall on the wayside because they don't necessarily get the proper care and attention it deserves. You know what I'm saying? I seen She'd have a tweet today. She'd happens. He tweeted out, it might be best for URL to just take like a couple months off and just like regroup because I feel like nobody appreciates anything. And two things can be true at once. Like I feel like we could be extremely critical of them when they're trying and they have an unridiculously high standard that like it's a little unfair. I've seen people really give gratification to way less quality of work or names as opposed to what URL does. So like there's moments like where I can empathize with URL, right? Like I almost wish somebody else would have announced this 3-on-3 idea just so that we could just see how it would have been announced. But in the same token, maybe we just don't like some of these things that is happening. Maybe there is a real disconnect and there is a consistent amount of just like announcements being made that we're not fulfilled, content, or excited by, and nor is there enough of a marketing effort, driving push, or demand to create the anticipation for these things. So it's on the artist. At the end of the day, if I was the top 6 guys, I would just jump on these spaces, talk some shit, get on an interview, get on a live together, jump on one of the StreamYard coalition people stuff, and just start talking crazy. Honestly, it's up to y'all to make this a little bit more interesting and desired by the people. But at the end of the day, like I said, we will see how it looks out. And if the battle is good, we're gonna call for what it is. But on paper, not like it. We know like it's a battle I don't need or like. All right, let's take a quick break before we talk about GTX announcements and some more of the stuff we have pending here on our board. We got a couple battles from GTX announced, a couple quotes to read. But first, let's get some music going here from my man Shotgun Suge. Fresh off of the What's Your Life Like soundtrack and the movie. Go ahead and check that out.
Hey, can I live? It's not a question. I'm too loyal to my kids. I'ma always make it back to the crib. And I promise they'll never call a cat. I drive around the block before I park in case it's quiet. Been bragging about these coins, so I notice that they watching. Real nigga, I'm always on that time in case they clocking. More bread, more problems, it ain't shocking. I was down, now I'm up, I'm the topic of more guarantee. I'm a cock it, I'm the product, I'm the stamp and the profit. The streets I had to lock it, refuse to have a feud over gossip. I don't lay up with these bitches cause they toxic. These bitches only love you when you got it. They hit me with them eyes, I reply and tell them stop it. What my life like, you see me, I get money. I'm staring at these diamonds, they just looking at me funny. It's crazy, I was broke, they try to judge me. They don't understand, for that dollar it get bloody. If you slip, use a dunny. Where I'm from, you gotta keep it for the druggies. And I sold what they needed for that monkey. And I brought every brick you came from me. Gotta keep it.
All right, man. Shout out to Shotgun Suge. The song is called Change, featuring Monique the Star off of his What's Your Life Like soundtrack, the movie. The movie was dope. It was a nice little musical joint. It was pretty much like one giant long music video with a bunch of little storylines in between, some action. I enjoyed myself at the premiere. Go ahead to his website, what'syourlifelike.com. Support the man. He wrote the script. He wrote the story. He did it all, you know what I'm saying? And it took a couple of years for him to do it, but when these guys jump into multiple different lanes and ventures or accentuate their talents in other areas outside of the stage, that's where we need to support them at. So, all right, alongside URL's announcement, we did get also an announcement from GTX, and I'm not going to lie to you, fam. It was a very, 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 very interesting announcement because Disaster had a couple disclaimers alongside with it. I want to read some of his tweets before he announced these matches. Uh, One moment here. We're pulling up his tweets. Here we go. It says the card was announced in a puzzling way to throw y'all off and thinking it's done, but it's not. And there's still 2 extra slots coming, and there's a hidden headliner on the way. Okay, so all right. And then he says here, GTX is back with another installment. The next couple hours, we're going to announce 2 more bangers for the people, for the real fans. This is not big names and bags. These will go down as the most entertaining battles of the year, and it's time to laugh and smile again. And when he said that, like my eyebrow raised, I was like, who you about to announce, Diz? Who are you about to announce on this card? And the batches that were announced were, how can I describe this? Some familiar grind time names. So these are some names that if you weren't around for the grind time era or didn't go back to like review the grind time tapes, your first reaction may be is, well, who are these guys? But she shout out to ATM, the return of ATM versus O Solo, Jersey. Actually, O Solo was in the building for J400's block, so it's always fun to see O Solo hit the stage. You're gonna get a couple good laughs from that. And we had another return here, the return of Frank Stacks, grind time. I don't even want to say a vet because he doesn't have that long of an extensive catalog on grind time, but you're probably mostly familiar with him from his battle from grind time or his battle with Thesaurus on Tourette's without regrets. He has a Don't Fly battle too against O'Shea. So shout outs to Frank Stacks. And then the debut of Ryan Villafara. And Ryan, a bit of a quirky character, funny. I think these battles are strictly here for the purpose of creating something new, something different. A bit of entertainment, laughs. You're still gonna get your competitiveness from it, no doubt about it. Ryan Villafara actually just had a battle out in I think Orlando against his battle rapper named Complex on this Florida card called Evolution. I think it was actually hosted by GTX. It was hosted by Lush, maybe Disaster too. I don't remember if Disaster was there or not, but I know Lush was. So and it's on the GTX channel. So you can go ahead and check out Ryan Villafara if you want on the GTX channel. He has a battle on iBattle as well. He's somebody that I feel like is just going to strictly be there to entertain you. And sometimes you need a little bit of variety in your battle rap catalog. So like Battle of the Bays bring you a card where you're going to get like a super duper like gun bar match like Big K and T-Rex, right? Then you're going to get like a grind time cult classic like Hollow and Thesaurus. You're going to get a witty, strategic, competitive, funny, angle-based battle between like Ward and Frack. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get something very street, but yet unknown with like Crip Mac and Active. Then you got like these announcements between like Frank and Ryan and ATM and O Solo that are just like, all right, these are some familiar grind time names, and these are going to be entertaining battles. We got the 2-on-2, of course, with Danny and Clips. Not Danny. DNA. I'm sorry, I'm here reading DNA and Clips. And Dumbfounded and Satire. So you got a lot of variety on this card. You know what I'm saying? You got a whole bunch of variety on this card. But real quick, I want to talk about ATM and O Solo before I move on. So ATM, this is somebody I would literally stamp as a grind time vet. This man has like probably 18 grind time battles to his catalog, mostly widely recognized for the 2-on-2s he used to do with Carter Deems. His most highest viewed 2-on-2 against SoCon and Dirtbag Dan. You can check that out. Or his rest in peace, PH and Mzilla. You know what I'm saying? They linked up to do a 2-on-2 against Carter Deems and ATM. So this is somebody you could just easily pop in the grind time tapes and realize, okay, this is somebody that is going to bring that nostalgic feel. I don't know if he ever battled out and during his tenure in grind time, if he was on any other Battle of the Bay cards. I don't remember him being so. But Frank Stacks was. Frank Stacks was at the Massacre of the Bay card. So, they added some nostalgia to the card. I'm here for it. Oh, another match that I didn't get a chance to talk about that's on this card, the rematch of QP Quantum Physics versus SoCon. If I'm going to be honest, this isn't a rematch I really wanted to see because I felt like that first battle lives in like history. And I get it. Now it's been a little over a decade apart. They've changed so much. Who's better now? QP's out for blood. But at the time period, right? Like SoCon was really gunning for like the Suns. Like he was like the Suns killer. Like You know what I'm saying? SONS. This is Conceited Heartlit Fox and QP's group at the time. This is like I don't even want to compare it to a group of today for those that may not be familiar with that with Suns SONS, but they were your core punchers, right? These were your core punchliners of that time period, 2008, 2009, 2010. So he battles QP, smokes QP's boots. He battles Fox on URL, smokes Fox boots, and he's constantly calling out Conceited. We never got the Conceited battle between him and SoCon, but that was like his mission. And along the way, two of Conceited's homies got clipped along the way. So not a rematch that I want to see because I love the history of the first battle and I wanted to live there. But it's going down in the same place where they first battled the first time. So there's enough nostalgia to want to see what that looks like again, I guess. But hey, I'm intrigued. Again, not a rematch I need or like, but I'm here for it. I'm definitely here for it. I guess you have to bring something back there that was very identical to what happened there previously, right? So we were bound to get some kind of a rematch on this card. I didn't know it would be this battle in particularly, but we got it. All right. So let's go to some of these quotes before we move on here, man. So shouts to 3-letter man PSA Reloaded, man. It's your boy 3. Get that water 3. All right, he had Chilla Jones on his show yesterday and Danny Myers on the show, and they both talked about their up-and-coming battle with some of the guys from the top 6. Danny Myers battling Saflare Soul, Chilla Jones battling Klutz on the Born Legacy 13 card. Danny Myers says, Saflare's got a lot of work to do, and I'm going to show him that. You don't just come into this game and got it all figured out. I'm still figuring this ish out because it's always evolving, but where I'm at and where he's at is a big difference. We're going to find out on the 8th. I mean, I agree with all this, and I would want to say that if you have as much experience as you do, Danny, and where you're at and where he's at is not that big of a difference, it'd be more concerning. But this is good. This is good. This is spicy enough for me to want to read on air and say, all right, you know what I'm saying? I'm ready for Saflare to respond back. You know what I mean? Like I mentioned on Tuesday. You know, Saflare battling chess, Nitty now Danny. He's in line. He can compete with these guys. But I'm very excited to see how this battle shows out. But I'm not gonna lie to you, Danny Meyer did show a lot of respect and love to Saflare and his pen. So when Danny has that much admiration for your ability as a writer, he's coming prepared. He's coming with his A game. And now Chilla Jones on Klutz is interesting. I think his penmanship is really good in comparison to his experience, but he is definitely has a lot of improving ahead of him. Although he's good, he has the potential to be one of the great pens of all time. High praise from Chilla Jones for Klutz. Very high praise. And Mr. Chilla Jones, I'm here to say that he may have a lot of improvement to do as a showman, as a performer, as a, his stage control, his stage presence, like, what I'm saying, the mechanics of actually being a performer, I agree with you, a lot to fix. But the man's first 2 battles after the finals exams, when he got out the crucibles, is JC and Chilla Jones. If he arguably beats the both of you guys, you know what I'm saying? I'm not ready to go out the window and call him one of the greatest pens, but he's on trajectory to do something very special if his first 2 wins on the main stage of the league is against 2 of the most prominent pens in history, and he were to defeat both you guys. So knowing that Chilla Jones has that much respect for him, game recognizes game, lets me know that he's coming clipped up. And I'll say this much: even in the world where Klutz can outright Chilla Jones, Chilla can rebuttal, has the experience, knows how to work the stage, knows how to perform, keep people engaged. He knows how to do all the little things around his pen. What Snake Eye said? All the other things. All the other things. He knows how to do all the other things that kind of enhances the level of his writing. So Chilla Jones might just be like, look, I ain't got the brain power to try to write with you. You fresh, you hungry, you got young legs, your pen is brand new. You might easily outright me, but you can't out-rebuttal me. You can't outperform me. You know how more stage presence. You don't know how to work the crowd. You don't know how to have better timing, execution, delivery, crowd control, projection. All of that stuff I can beat you in. So I'm going to use all those skills and accentuate them to its maximum capacities. I'm very interested in Chilla Jones versus Klutz. I can't wait for that battle. All right, man. Let's close the show out with this here. Coffee Brown had a tweet to Geechi Gotti. Yes, she did. She tweeted out, "Hey, big head, heard your recent shot. Keep it in the background unless you're trying to have that talk." Wow. Yeah. She said that to him. And then Geechi says, "You should know better than to play with me." Oh, snap. They had a nice little exchange here, solid little back and forth. And then Coffee responds to him. Let me get her response. "I got smoke for you, little sis." Oh, this is a battle I didn't know I needed in my life. In fact, I still don't know if I fully want this battle. But then Geechi responds to that. "God forgives, but I don't." Let me just say this much. A Geechi Gotti and Coffee Brown battle, the messy radar is it's through the roof, all right? The angles is through the roof, all right? Like, this is somebody that's not going to hold back. And there's like this empty story of like they're falling out, right? Like from the A Ward and Coffee battle that didn't go down because RX was in the building. I think Coffee didn't want RX there. That was her one request. It didn't happen. Like, there's like a little like gap between that to now as to why we don't fully know like where did it all just go down the drain. And I remember when Coffee won Wody and Geechi had to talk about it on No Studio, and he's like, he wouldn't say her name. He just like, salute to that woman, big praise to her. Shout outs to her. Like, he would not say her name, but he talked about her stepping around everything. Like, he didn't have any shade, but that's enough shade to not even say the person's name. So I don't even know where I want to see this. I don't, Kings and Queens is past. Is this a card? I don't know. I have not even processed the idea of Coffee and Geechi battling, but this exchange caught Twitter on fire. I wouldn't be surprised if you see a bunch of blogs on it, a bunch of responses, a couple more of the media pick up this story. And we're going to continue to watch it as it progresses. And I'm going to leave it there. But that's all for today. You know what I'm saying? As always, man, let's talk battle rap podcast. We appreciate the people. I hope you guys have been enjoying the Locked On style, the nice little monologue version of this where we just talk about the daily updates of everything going on. My man Vlad will be back next week, and I got 2 more shows for you guys this week. All right. So, as always, man, I appreciate all you people out there. Signing out on this lovely Wednesday. And again, before I close out the show, tap in with the link below and go ahead and support Tata any way that you can with her GoFundMe of her cousin. You know what I mean? She and her family can use that support. Any dollar goes a long, long way. Thank you. Have a good one, everyone.
Know when it's time. I haven't made up my mind yet. Don't know why I'm undecided. Talking to 4 different bitches at once, yeah, I'm indecisive. Don't know why I'm living like this. Can't keep my vision righteous. I was mobbing with suspended license. I was into vices, now I'm into vices, and I'm introverted. Got them bridges burning, keep the shit ignited. I've been rolling again. Emotion been out of control because I was holding them in. Smoking it down to the roach, and now I'ma go for the win. I'm close to the edge. I know I'm a sin, but I'm going again. I'm floating ahead. Never be the end of the pain. I don't wanna pretend. You gotta look at where you been. Never giving in to the game. To the niggas trying to live in your brain. Shit is lame. Now make a decision. You act out of player position. All my friends say that I'm tripping, but I'm not gonna wait for the ending. All bullshit aside, I just can't decide. Always on the go, I'll let you know when it's time. I haven't made up my mind yet. I haven't made up my mind yet. I just can't decide. Always on the go, I'll let you know when it's time.